How you doing today? Kevin Black here. I'm a student at Jones Technical Institute. I'm part of the diesel program, and today I'd like to talk to you guys about the compressor and the clutch. Well, first off, a compressor is an engine-driven pump that increases refrigerant pressure and circulates the refrigerant through a system. And as the refrigerant is compressed, its temperature rises. As the boiling point of the refrigerant increases under pressure, the refrigerant returns to a liquid state. Now, cool, low-pressure gas from the evaporator enters the compressor, where it is converted into high-pressure, high-temperature refrigerant gas, leaving the compressor. Now, today I'm going to talk about the rotary piston compressor. Like the one I have here, it's a cylindrical-shaped housing that encloses multiple pistons. In this case, it has 5 pistons. This rotary piston compressor is activated by a clutch that is activated by an electromagnet. Now, the clutch and the electromagnet, how it works is the electromagnet is activated by a sensor when it's getting too low on pressure or too high on pressure. If it gets too low, the electromagnet will hold the clutch, allowing the compressor pistons to work on the inside as the belt rotates the compressor itself. Now, if the pressure is too high, the electromagnet sensor will disengage the electromagnet, allowing the rotary piston to spin freely on the belt without activating the compression of the pistons inside this rotary piston compressor. Alright, here I'm going to show you an example on how the electromagnet works by pulling this clutch into this pulley, allowing them both to rotate at the same time, allowing the pistons to provide the compression needed for the refrigerant temperature. Now, as you can see, this electromagnet here is free to move. It's not turned on. Now, I have it hooked up to a battery charger, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and you'll be able to see how strong the electromagnet is. So I've turned the battery charger on. The electromagnet is now gaining power. Now, if you can see, I'm pulling on it and I can barely move it. Now, as I said before, when the pressure gets too high or the temperature gets too high in the compressor, it needs to deactivate the electromagnet, allowing the pulley just to rotate on the belt instead of the compressor itself. So when I turn it off, free to move. And that's how a compressor works.